Hello there, you're watching Nightline with me, Zahir, Kelvin and Abdullah. The top stories. Muhyiddin fails in bid to review Court of Appeal decision in abuse of power case. And over 400 kids rescued from houses of horror that sodomize and burn children. Police investigations into some of the welfare homes raided on Wednesday have led to claims of sodomy and abuse against children. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussain said based on the intelligence gathered, some victims had been sodomized by their caregivers. Early on Wednesday, it was revealed that police rescued 402 minors from alleged exploitation and abuse, including sexual abuse in a major operation across 2 states codenamed Op Global. The victims, aged between 1 and 17, were allegedly exploited at 20 welfare homes in Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. The victims allegedly suffered punishment with heated metal objects and inappropriate touching under the guise of religious medical treatment. Speaking during a press conference on Wednesday, Razaruddin said police also received information that they were also taught the act of sodomy and forced to sodomize other children in the home.
Mangsa-mangsa ini diajar, dididik, meliwat dan seterusnya mangsa diluat oleh penjaga dan dipaksa meliwat penghuni kanak-kanak yang lain juga. Ini daripada risikan dan juga percakapan yang kita telah rakam pada awalnya. Yang keduanya, mangsa-mangsa yang tidak sihat tidak dibenarkan untuk mendapat rawatan di klinik sehingga keadaan kritikal.
Razaruddin said police also received information that some stubborn children were allegedly burned with heated objects, adding that there were at least 3 or 4 children who suffered burns on their arms from what is believed to be a heated metal spoon.
Mangsa kanak-kanak dan juga sentimen agama digunakan untuk menagih simpati dan juga mendapat sumbangan daripada luar. Menggunakan objek yang panas bagi mencederakan kanak-kanak yang degil. Ada yang kanak-kanak 5 tahun yang degil, ada 3-4 orang.
He said their intelligence revealed that some staff also touched the bodies of the children, claiming that they were performing medical procedures. So far, 19 police reports have been lodged in Selangor, 13 in Negeri Sembilan, 1 in Perlis, 3 in Kedah, 2 in Pulau Pinang, 1 in Malacca, 1 in Johor, 5 in Pahang, 2 in Terengganu and 1 in Sabah. Razaruddin added that police have received information that some members of the company were allegedly threatened when they left, adding that authorities were attempting to locate victims who had retracted their reports. The operation, known as Op Global, took place between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. and among those arrested were 66 men and 105 women aged 17 to 64 who served as caretakers, religious teachers and chairpersons of the homes. Of the 402 children rescued, 201 were boys and 201 girls aged between 1 and 17 years old. The children will be temporarily housed at the Kuala Lumpur Police Training Centre. Razaruddin said police will be conducting health screenings and documenting the rescued children, a process that may take up to 14 days due to the large number of individuals involved. In the meantime, GISB Holdings Sdn Berhad has denied allegations linking the company to child exploitation. In a statement on Wednesday, it added that they were ready to cooperate with the authorities to solve the issue. On another matter, Tan Sri Razaruddin said police are wrapping up investigations into the alleged assault of a construction worker by a group of men which purportedly included a member of the royal family. The IGP said the investigation paper is expected to be completed and submitted to the Attorney General's Chambers, AGC, within the next few days.
Siasatan kita jalankan. Kita juga telah menghantar kertas siasatan kepada pejabat ke kamar AGC dan kertas siasatan dipulangkan semula untuk siasatan lanjut dan kita juga telah pun mengambil tindakan mungkin dalam masa 3-4 hari lagi selepas siasatan kita selesai kita akan hantar semula kepada pejabat AGC ke kamar AGC untuk arahan selanjutnya.
Recently, a 44-year-old road construction and maintenance worker claimed to have been injured after being attacked by a royal family member and several individuals using weapons. As a result of the attack, the man was reported to have sustained injuries to his legs and received several stitches. Following this, Tengku Mahkota of Pahang, Tengku Hassan Al-Ibrahim, Alam Shah Al-Sultan Abdullah, Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah called for a transparent probe into the alleged assault, saying that no one is above the law. Former Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin is set to return to the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to face 4 charges of abusing his position to obtain bribes totaling 232.5 million ringgit. This follows a decision by a 5-member Court of Appeal bench on Wednesday to dismiss his review application. The ruling means the decision of a 3-member Court of Appeal bench, which on February 28 set aside a High Court ruling acquitting the former Prime Minister of the charges, has been maintained. Bench Chairman Justice Dato' Azizah Nawawi, in delivering the unanimous ruling, said the Court of Appeal had the requisite jurisdiction to hear and adjudicate the prosecution's appeal to reinstate the 4 charges against Muhyiddin. This means that Muhyiddin will have to face trial over 4 power abuse charges at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court. On August 15 last year, the High Court allowed the application, with the judge acquitting and discharging him of the 4 charges. However, on February 28 this year, the Court of Appeal overturned the High Court's decision and ordered that the case be remitted to the Sessions Court for trial.
The evolving needs of Malaysians for retirement security, how to maximize retirement benefits throughout one's career, what can be done to help Malaysians secure a stable financial future. Money Matters with EPF CEO Ahmad Zulkarnain on this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim attended a dinner reception with Sabah state government leaders at a hotel in Kota Kinabalu on Wednesday night. The Prime Minister arrived at 7:27 p.m. accompanied by Chief Minister Datuk Seri Haji Noor. The dinner was attended by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof, Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Minister Datuk Ewan Benedict, Deputy Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Datuk Muhammad Yusof Abdal, and Sarawak Deputy Premier Datuk Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan. During the hour-long event, guests were entertained by performances from Sabahan artists. Anwar arrived in Kota Kinabalu earlier at 7:10 p.m. for his 2-day official visit to Sabah. The Prime Minister is scheduled to visit Felda Sahabat in Lahad Datu on Thursday morning to attend the Segalanya Felda Carnival. He will then chair the Malaysia Agreement 1963 Implementation Action Council meeting at the Sabah International Convention Centre in Kota Kinabalu, which will also be attended by Hajiji and other council members. Anwar is scheduled to depart for Kuala Lumpur later in the evening. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has requested a report on the issue of halal certification and wants it to be presented at the Cabinet meeting next week. According to Unity Government spokesperson Fahmi Fadzil, Religious Affairs Minister Datuk Muhammad Naim Mokhtar had been asked to prepare the report on the matter and to look into the next steps that can be taken.
Isu pensijilan halal memang dari semasa ke semasa akan dibincangkan, terutama dari segi pelaksanaan. Tapi dari segi dasar, kita perlu tunggu pembentangan oleh Menteri Agama minggu depan.
The Prime Minister had previously issued a reminder for all parties to be sensitive towards issues which involve religion, including halal certification. The sentiments of all communities should be respected and any views should be discussed. The proposal to make halal certification mandatory for premises that do not serve pork or alcohol sparked controversy when Seputeh MP Teresa Kok claimed that its implementation could burden business owners and harm the country's image. Meanwhile, Malaysia will look into other countries' efforts to tackle the issue of online safety. Fahmi, who is also Communication Minister, said this also includes the issue of setting an age limit for social media platforms as being implemented by Australia.
Waktu ini kita juga akan meneliti usaha di negara-negara lain, bukan hanya di Australia, dalam mengatasi masalah apa yang mereka lihat sedang berlaku dalam media sosial dalam konteks negara masing-masing.
On Tuesday, the Australian government announced plans to impose a minimum age limit of 16 for minors to use social media, which comes into effect at the end of this year, citing concerns about mental and physical health. Fahmi also said he has repeatedly raised the possibility of imposing an age limit with social media platform providers. However, he said while social media platforms do set age limits, the enforcement of those policies on their part is very weak. Malaysia continues exploring the field of unmanned aerial vehicle UAV or drone technology through collaboration with China. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said that the collaboration will focus on the exchange and sharing of expertise and technology.
Kegunaannya bukan hanya untuk keselamatan dan pertahanan, tetapi yang telah kami perbincangkan ialah untuk kegunaan dari segi pertanian. Ini termasuk penaburan baja di kawasan-kawasan pertanian yang luas, dan insyaAllah kita akan mulakan dengan Faircraft dulu.
He said this after witnessing the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU relating to the cooperation in Shanghai, China. For a start, the company will transfer the technology to an aviation university in Sepang to train students in UAV production. Next month, they will start the first UAV assembly with an initial production target of 3,000 units per year. He added that next year the company will invest 100 million ringgit to establish a permanent facility to train students in the field of TVET. Kamala Harris puts Trump on defensive in fiery debate. This and more from the foreign front when Nightline returns.
So that combination of creatives plus media platform expertise that we can advise how to talk and where to place your ads, that's magic for SME. And it will sell to a client. We create the demand for the product will sell if they've seen the ads in the right way and presented in the right way, in the right creatives.
Guys, dekat tonton ada pelbagai drama dan filem Korea nombor 1. Seronoknya layan offer sampai pagi. Mak turun aplikasi tonton, semua favourite anda ada di sini.
Emisha menarik minggu ini.
Isu restoran halal, masyarakat harus peka jangan ambil mudah halalan toyiban.
Kanser dalam kalangan kanak-kanak semakin membimbangkan. Apakah puncanya?
Kena sidai di lapangan terbang. Ketahui hak anda sebagai pengguna.
Kes rogol bawah umur dan sumbang maram seringkali kita dengar. Kenapa ya?
Dan soal wang, ketahui kos memasuki rumah baru.
Emisha setiap Isnin hingga Jumaat 9.30 pagi.
Hanya di TV3 dan di aplikasi Tonton.
Welcome back. The debate between United States Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump started with a handshake and ended with the candidates painting one another as awful leaders who should not be elected. Harris and Trump traded barbs for more than 90 minutes on Tuesday in a debate that was light on substantive policy and heavy on personal attacks. The Trump tried to portray Harris as a far-left candidate who would pursue open border policies, ban fracking and confiscate people's guns. He also pushed to link her to President Joe Biden, painting them as fundamentally the same type of politician. Harris, meanwhile, launched pointed barbs at Trump, him and appeared to get under his skin, calling him a disgrace on several occasions. The vice president also highlighted the Republicans and former aides who turned against Trump after he won office in 2016. With the election taking place on November 5th, Harris is slightly ahead in national opinion polls, but key battleground states are very tight. When asked about the war in Gaza, both candidates reached for their usual talking points. Harris said she backs a ceasefire deal in Gaza that would see the release of Israeli captives, but renewed her pledge to continue to arm Israel. She also voiced support for the two-state solution. For his part, Trump reiterated his position that the war in the Middle East would not have broken out if he were in office. He also accused Harris of being biased against Israel. He said she hates Israel and at the same time she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Meanwhile, over in Australia, anti-war protesters have clashed with police outside an arms fair on Wednesday as they demanded a change in Canberra's stance on Israel's war in Gaza. Local police said they had expected protests in Melbourne and deployed more than 1,000 officers to the event in their biggest planned operation in 24 years. Protesters pelted police with rocks, horse manure, and bottles filled with liquid irritants, leaving 24 requiring medical treatment. Around 39 people were arrested, with police having to use stun grenades, pepper spray and rubber bullets to curb the brutality of the protests. Meanwhile, the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said the people had the right to protest but had to do it in a peaceful manner. However, the country's role in supplying arms for Israel's war on Gaza remains controversial. In another development, a landslide in the wake of the deadly Typhoon Yagi devastated a Vietnamese village on Wednesday as severe flooding in the aftermath of the area's strongest storm in decades claimed victims across multiple countries. Vietnamese media said the landslide engulfed the remote mountainous village of Lang Nu in Lao Cai province, killing at least 22 people and leaving another 73 people still missing. Officials have reported that more than 140 killed in Vietnam alone after Yagi struck at the weekend, bringing winds in excess of 149 kilometers per hour and a deluge of rain that has caused flooding not seen in decades. The Red River in Hanoi also reached its highest level in 20 years, forcing residents to trudge through waist-deep brown water as they retrieve possessions from flooded homes. Meanwhile, Laos, Thailand and Myanmar have all also been hit by floods in the aftermath of the storm, with fatalities reported in both Thailand and Laos. Hundreds of people fled their homes in the Philippines on Wednesday after a volcano spurted harmful gases as experts warn of a potential eruption. Around 300 residents of villages within 4 kilometers of the Kan Laon volcano crater were evacuated as a precaution, taking temporary shelter at schools and community centers away from the area. Authorities said that villagers near the foot of the volcano complained about the strong smell of sulfur, which led to a warning, causing classes to be suspended and some tourist spots in the city of around 60,000 people closed. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology said this is the highest emission from the volcano recorded since instrumental gas monitoring began. Six national shuttlers storm into second round. Action from the Hong Kong Open after this breather.
Kuah nasi lemak. Budak-budak panggil kuah Cik Mak. Dah ready semua? Mula! Tapi perlu kita bergaduh macam ni?
Jangan cakap.
Kekal cakna, kekal sihat. Hello Doktor merungkai pelbagai persoalan kesihatan anda.
Penyakit kronik, pemakanan, kesihatan mental, semuanya demi kesejahteraan anda.
Setiap minggu bersama tenaga pakar kesihatan terbaik Malaysia, segalanya terjawab dalam Hello Doktor setiap Ahad
5.30 petang di TV3
dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Cik Kakak, betul ke sekarang Cik Kakak ada masalah? Jadi Cik Kakak nak guna masalah mahkamah nak kena khidmat polis ke?
Cik Kakak no komenkan kita sampai hati dia. Guys, kalau korang nak tengok gosip, jangan lupa saksikan Melodi setiap hari Ahad pukul 12.30 tengah hari di TV3 atau stream juga melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports badminton, the 2024 Hong Kong Open. National badminton shuttlers made a strong start at the Hong Kong Coliseum, with 6 Malaysian representatives advancing to the second round on Wednesday. In the men's singles, Leong Junhao clawed his way back from a set down to beat Hong Kong's Chan Yik-chak 7-21, 21-11, 21-17 in 57 minutes. The world number 29 will face another Hong Kong shuttler, Lee Chuk-yu, next. Earlier, national contingent strong representation in the mixed doubles continued as Chang Tiang-ji and To Iwei secured their spots in the second round by clinching a convincing 21-8, 21-18 victory over Taiwan's Chiu Xiang-che and Lin Ji-hyun. The world number 9 pair is set to face Hong Kong's Reginald Lee Chun-hei and Ng Si-yao. Also advanced to the next round were Goh Soon-hwat and Chevron Jamie Lai. The husband and wife duo took a step in the right direction after edging out South Korea's Ko Sung-hyun, Yom Hai-won 21-11, 21-14. Waiting for them in the last 16 will be India's B. Sumit Reddy and N. Siki Reddy. Meanwhile, it was the end of the road for national men's singles and women's shuttlers Justin Ho and Goh Jinwei. Justin came close to winning his maiden Super 500 match, narrowly losing 7-21, 23-21, 18-21 to world number 26 Rasmus Gemke, while Jinwei's campaign ended when she was beaten by South Korea's Kim Gae-eun in straight sets 7-21, 22-24. The match echoed their epic duel at the Paris Olympics, where Ga-eun went on to win the match despite Jinwei having 2 match points. Joining them were Lai Pei-jing, Tan Kian-meng, who were shown the early exit by Chinese pair Cheng Xing, Zhang Xi, 21-18, 14-21, 11-21 in the first round of the mixed doubles event. Moving on to hockey, the 2024 Asian Champions Trophy. National men's team hit another new low as they suffered a crushing 1-8 defeat to defending champions India in the third round-robin match on Wednesday. India were relentless, scoring 5 goals throughout the first and second quarter. 2 of the goals were netted by Raj Kumar Pal, who then completed his hat-trick in the last quarter to make it 6-0 for the men in blue. The speedy Tigers tried to fight and managed to net in a consolation goal through Akmi Mullah Anwar Isuk. However, things worsened for the national squad as India added 2 more goals through Arijit Singh Hundal and Uttam Singh, sealing the 8-1 victory for the men in blue. With the result, Sarjit Singh's men have a slim chance of qualifying for the semi-finals after collecting only 1 point in 3 matches. Johor chemical pollution, dozens of victims affected, hospitalized. The details when we come back.
2-3 kucing berlari, duduk santai di depan TV. Jangan lupa jam 1 tengah hari, slot wayang jadi pilihan hati. 5 kali cinta.
Stresnya.
aktiviti kayu.
Macam mana kita nak jumpa selalu macam dulu?
Ketika daun berzikir.
Tak, sekarang ni kenapa nak bela budak tu?
Abang Samsing jemur kain.
Ni macam nak bawa ni tak ada gear ni.
Janji tengok tau, slot wayang bulan September setiap Jumaat di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Layan jiwa di petang hari bersama drama-drama penuh emosi.
Awak, bukalah pintu ni awak.
Retak 7 September.
Sekolah kecil.
Maulidur Rasul datang lagi 14 September. Bayang 21 September. Waktu Khalil 28 September.
Tengok apa jadi pada Khalil sekarang?
Drama terhangat bulan ini hanya di cerai kepilihan TV3. Stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Diving deep into the business world.
With expert insights and in-depth analysis.
The latest trends and developments shaping the country, region and the globe.
Key insights into finance.
On Money Matters.
Every Saturday at 5 p.m.
On TV3 and stream on Tonton.
The Customs Department found 70 packs of methamphetamine worth over 2 million ringgit hidden in a sports utility vehicle SUV during an inspection at the Immigration, Customs, Quarantine and Security Complex in Padang Besar on September 3rd. Police Customs Director Ismail Hashim said the incident occurred at about 8:15 a.m. when the vehicle with Thai registration number plates was stopped for routine checks. During the inspection, the suspect, the Thai national in his 20s, retreated under the pretense of retrieving his passport before vanishing from sight. A check of the SUV found 70 packets hidden in a special compartment under the vehicle's seats. All the packets were believed to contain meth weighing more than 73 kilograms. The SUV, valued at 70,000 ringgit, was also confiscated. Ismail said authorities are still investigating whether the suspect is in the country or has fled back to Thailand. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act, which carries the death penalty or life imprisonment with not less than 12 strokes of the cane upon conviction. The chemical stench in Johor Bahru has affected 47 victims over the last 2 days, with 10 seeking medical help and 2 still hospitalized. The victims were from Tebrau, Skudai and Senai in Johor Bahru and another from Kota Tinggi. State Health and Environment Committee Chairman Ling Tian Soon said 47 people reported experiencing discomfort or mild symptoms on Monday and Tuesday. 10 people sought medical treatment from government and private clinics, while 3 people were warded at Hospital Sultanah Aminah and Hospital Sultan Ismail for medical treatment. He said at present 2 are still warded for continued observation. He added that those who experienced mild symptoms were allowed to return home after receiving treatment. A spate of odour pollution cases were reported in various locations in Johor since September 3rd, including in Pandan, Skudai and Tebrau in Johor Bahru, as well as Kampung Orang Asli Pasir Intan in Kota Tinggi. Some people experienced symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, shortness of breath and fever. Ling said 2 industrial areas have been identified as being the source of the pollution, and clean-up works are underway and will be completed by September 22nd. This also led to the temporary closure of 3 schools in the vicinity. Police also arrested 2 suspects, a lorry driver and his assistant, on Tuesday over the issue. 3 African men were charged in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to robbing a Japanese businessman of $30,000 last month. All 3 pleaded not guilty to the charge. 34-year-old Patrick Samba and 36-year-old Ibrahim Jallo, both from Sierra Leone, as well as 38-year-old Douglas Daniel Divine from Liberia, were charged with robbing 58-year-old Kiro Yuki Azuma of $30,000 or 130,000 ringgit, alongside 2 others who are still at large. They were alleged to have committed the offence in front of a restaurant at a shopping mall in Brickfields at 1:30 p.m. on August 9th. They were charged under Section 395 of the Penal Code with gang robbery, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years jail and a fine or whipping if convicted. Judge Egusra Ali did not offer bail and set September 25th for case mention. As Nightline draws to a close this time around, let's take a glimpse at a short film that was awarded Innovative Use of Artificial Intelligence at the 81st Venice International Film Festival. With that, I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah. Thank you for tuning in and stay safe.